It's a nice crisp and chilly morning, and today I'm visiting the Sweets Science and Peat Museum. It's about 18 miles away from my home in Weston-super-Mare and will take a drive of about 40 minutes or so. And it's located in the heart of the beautiful Somerset levels and not that far from Glastonbury. And for any Johnny foreigners watching, this image here will give you an idea of its location in Blighty. So I arrived, and here we are at this wacky place. It's a tea rooms with a museum, and I will tease you, it's not exactly a hut and a hangar, it's more like a shed really. That's what we've come to look at, and here we are. What an amazing place. And it's good that places like this exist, probably scattered all around the world, saving stuff. And there is all kinds of stuff in here. Apparently it's been going for 20 years, and I've driven past it quite a few times, even had a coffee here, but never actually visited the museum because it was either shut or I just never thought it was worth having a look. But yeah, fantastic. There's so much to look at. Amazing. Right, let's have a closer look at some of the stuff. Luftwaffe Ju-88 A4 B3 plus UA crashed at 23:55, and that was at Dolan Park Peat Works, Blakeway, West Hay, near Wedmore. And that's about 3/4 of a mile north of the now museum. It was loaded with two AB-1000s, and it was shot down by Weston-super-Mare's anti-aircraft guns, but the crew claimed to have suffered a fire in the faulty left engine after attacking their target in Bristol. The smoke-filled aircraft was abandoned as the four crew jumped. They became prisoners of war except for Henrik Schenk, who was killed and buried in Weston-super-Mare. And here we are at the Milton Road Cemetery, and I'm going to find the grave of Henrik Schenk. And this is the Commonwealth War graves in the cemetery area, and there's our man, Heinrich, buried with some of his comrades here. And this is quite an interesting place because I've been here before on a previous video about the story of the Western Old Town Quarry, where a pilot perished, and you can see the link for this in the description, and that was Patrick de la Rue. So all these airmen buried together, and the subject of this one is crashed 20 miles away. Crikey, there's all kinds of bits in here. So some more JU88 bits up close. I'm pleased to say I've teamed up with an exciting new company called High Flyer Co. And I first met up with them a few months ago at an event, and I was very impressed by all their products. They offer high quality and really nicely designed aviation apparel, including t-shirts, jumpers and hoodies, coasters, keyrings and phone cases. And they also offer, for example, personalised or customised phone cases, Zippo lighters, metal or leather keyrings, wooden coasters and patches, all ideal to treat yourself or brilliant for gifts. My order arrived all nicely packaged with a couple of very nice looking leather iron-on patches. And the keyring was really impressive, the fine detail is amazing, and I've been carrying this in my pocket for over a month now, and it stood up really well against being scratched by all my keys. So please do have a look at their website and you will get a 10% discount off your first order if you use the code HUTTONHANGER10. Radios, crikey. I had one of those. Well, my dad did. Hello. Clocks, all kinds of bits. Right, I will continue around the outside. That's a classic painting of a lank. Amazing. Some wartime stuff. And on our theme, aviation of course. How many can you identify? Most of them. Well, nearly all of them. As I said, how many places are actually like this in the country and across the world with all these bits in? But it's good that someone takes the time and effort to collect it and preserve it. Okay, it's not all glossy and clean like some museums, but it's done with a bit of love. And some local stuff with all the peat digging as we're on the Somerset levels. Couple of aircraft tyres maybe. Play us a tune. Star Wars. Wow. If there's something you like, put it on pause. Or this film could be very long. Ah, I got some 78s. Nothing to play them on. Radios and radios and radios. Let's start in the middle bit. As I said, I do a kind of scan and then pick up some of the bits that I can film. I hope the sound's okay. I did have some temporary mics, but they're basically crap. Sounds like you got your head in a metal tin. What we got here? Okay. Fine. Back to the peat stuff. I guess you could label it a science museum. It's got just about everything to do with science. Well, everything to do with everything, really. Phantoms. I must do some more modelling. But this YouTube stuff takes my time up. Peat stuff. Oh yeah, I've heard about these. A couple of Spitfire wheels used for agriculture. Probably better on a Spitfire, but that's quite funny seeing them. And the Spectrum C5. That was all the future when I was growing up. But basically a death trap on the roads. But the idea was good. And the electric obviously come into fashion. I think these were made by Hoover. Yes, there's the label there. Made by Hoover. Should have called it Henry.
Imagine a vehicle that can drive you 5 miles for a penny. A vehicle that needs no petrol, just a battery. And that takes the press of a button to start, the squeeze of a lever to stop. That needs no license, no road tax, and you can drive whether you're 14 or 40. A vehicle that costs just £399. The Sinclair C5. It's a new power in personal transport. The Sinclair C5, £399. Want to buy one? Want to see one? Or simply want to read all about it? Just dial 100 and ask for free phone C5 now.
Glider. I used to do gliding at Weston-super-Mare, where I live, at the old airfield. And this one's obviously come from someone who used it there. Polish jobby. I'm not really up on gliders, but I'd like to go up in one day. Good old basic flying 2-seater. I can stick the camera in there, hang on. No. Don't drop it in there, please. Don't drop it in there. There you go. Get a clearer picture. Phew. That was lucky. Glass fibre, I suppose. Possibly. What have we got here then? More radios. Hope you're not feeling too seasick with my movement of the camera. I am learning slowly. there is so much stuff here. Aha. Here we have Derwent jet engine from Gloucester Meteor. Nice. Let's lift up a bit. I don't care what they said. We were the main people in jet engines in Britain until the Americans, Germans and Russians really nicked it and developed it. And oh, that's the James May rocket made for the telly. Just spotted that. Some more stuff a bit out of view. And to go with the C5, there's some old Hoovers. Right, that's about all I can show you for now. And if you are in the area, in Somerset on the levels, I suggest you visit this great museum. That's the Sweet Museum, not far from Wigmore, or Wedmore, not Wigmore, and a stone's throw from Glastonbury. It's well worth a visit. So this is Keith Brooks from Tales from the Hut and Hangar, and back to the studio.